Oh, hello! Good morning, how are you? Welcome to the weekly update for the week of August 27th. Um, and as usual, starting with the weight loss update. Unfortunately, it is not a weight loss update. I've only had to do this a couple of times since I started this, which I'm happy about. But unfortunately, this week I have to report a weight gain. As you know, the last time I called it a plateau because I had kind of evened out. I think I had lost like point one, you know, a tenth of a pound. So that wasn't enough for me to really call it a weight loss. I called it a plateau. I definitely didn't plateau this week. Unfortunately, from 270.5, I am now at 271.8, so I gained 1.3 pounds. I can't call that a plateau, unfortunately. So there we go. Trying to stay positive. I have still lost around 33 pounds. That's a pretty significant loss. Um, and I know what's going on. There's a couple of things going on. So just real briefly, I touched on it last time. I'm having real issues getting out and actually exercising. This week I did not get out, but I did exercise. I got on the life cycle and I did 30 minutes on the cycle. That's the equivalent of just shy of 10 miles. Something like I did like the equivalent of 8 miles pedaling. Um, I did some physical stuff, I wasn't sure when I started this how personal I was going to get with the vlogs. I was going to talk about weight loss and hiking and stuff like that. But one of the reasons I have issues with weight, one of the reasons why I got up to 305 pounds, and for a while I was even higher than that. I know I was higher than that at work. I've been fighting things like depression and stuff like that. And the last couple of weeks, after the backpack trip, I think the way the backpack trip ended kind of punched me in the gut. I tried to spin it positive, and I still think it was mostly a positive experience. I loved being up there. But just the fact that I had to come out a day early because of some physical issues, it kind of got me down because it's weighing on my mind. That is a reoccurring back issue that leaves me alone for months and months and months and months. And then all of a sudden, at the weirdest times, not really when I'm really working my back hard, just I put it at the wrong angle at the wrong time or something, and boom, it pops out, or whatever happens, and starts. It'll bug me for a day or two, and then it'll go away again for months. And that worries me because I want to be more active. I want to hike, but every time I do it, there's that little itch in the back of my brain saying, "This could do your back in. This could mess up your back. This is going to cause pain for a couple of days." And it just. I get tired of that. So that was part of it, but it just, even without the back injury, I've been struggling a little bit with just being depressed and things like that. So, just for the point of being transparent, that's part of an issue. If you're trying to lose weight, there's usually underlying reasons why you've gained weight in the first place. And some of those reasons are not physical. Sometimes they are 100% mental. Like for me, I really, there is no reason why I wouldn't gain weight. I have all kinds of opportunity to exercise and things like that. The fact that I didn't, I stayed sedentary, even in a job that was physical. I would walk. When I was a sergeant in my old job, working night shifts, I would do about 2 miles every shift, just walking around the area that I was responsible for, doing rounds and the things that I was supposed to be doing. So I didn't, but still, it was a 12-hour night shift, and so I'd do those rounds. And I'd go out and do another one later on in the shift. So I'd get out a couple of rounds, and some other sergeants weren't even doing that. and then others would do more. I mean, that's just the way it was. I was kind of in the middle of the pack there. I would do a couple of miles worth of walking every night, because I actually measured it one time. Every night, my usual rounds, a couple of miles, you know. So I wasn't like just sitting there for the whole time. But I mean, still, out of a 12-hour shift, after a couple of miles, that's like, you know, maybe an hour. I'd be out on my rounds total, and that's still 11 hours hanging out with my crew or behind my desk doing paperwork and things. So, you know, it was a lot more sitting than it was exercise. And working night shifts and the kind of job I had came with stress, and that led to snacking and stuff. So here I am. You know, when I started at 300 pounds, that was one of the reasons. Well, stressful jobs that you do for 20 years take their toll on you mentally too. And so, so basically, that's what I was trying to say. Like the point I made there is a lot of the times weight loss isn't just physical. It's not just the math. I tried to approach it that way because it's mostly that. But there's a mental aspect to it too. If you are dealing with depression or anxiety or some of the things that I am now, that I'm in my 50s, starting to deal with, that I didn't have a long time ago, all of a sudden they're here for various reasons because of things I've had to do and see and deal with in my life. That makes weight loss that much harder, and it is often what causes the weight gain. So there we are. So I've been struggling a little bit this week with some depression. I've got some pains here and there. My elbow's bugging me. I don't know if I pulled a muscle there. Just little things that just gnaw at you. You know, none of them are like huge. They're just little things that just kind of gnaw at you. And that's kind of what's going on there. I'm not making excuses for my weight gain. I gained 1.3 pounds because I have not been exercising as much. And I pushed my calorie count right to the limit several times this week. And so that's why I gained weight. It's not just because I'm depressed, everyone feels sorry for me. That's not really what it is. I mean, that's really, you know, it was the math game again that really did it. The depression might have worked on me a little bit to go ahead and push those calories on those couple of days to that limit. But really, when it comes down to it, that's why I gained weight. Was because I haven't been out hiking since the backpack trip. Because there's a whole new schedule going on here at home, as I've talked about, and I'm trying to find when I can actually get out there and do it and things. We've had a bit of a heat wave, and so by the time I have time, after dropping my son off at school and a few other things, taking care of stuff, it's starting to get too hot. I'm not going to go out there in the heat and risk that. So yeah, it's just a combination of just little goofy things that have built up to work on that, and that resulted in a 1.3 pound weight gain this week. It's kind of a bummer. But you know what, like I said before, the last few times that I did have a gain instead of a loss, you just can't stop. You can't throw up your arms. You can't rage quit. You can't just like, screw it, it's all ruined now. I have to try and spin it positive, especially since I'm kind of fighting a little bit of depression. I have to just put a positive spin on it, you know. I have still lost around 33 pounds. I still have the time. I just have to work out a schedule. But the time is there to get out there. And I think when the heat starts to go away, I can get out there later in the day too without having to worry about that aspect of things. You know, it'll work. I hope to come back next week and have much better news for you, and weight loss has continued and stuff, so we'll see how it goes. But I just wanted to have that moment of transparency with all of you. I owe you that. I'm not going to come on here and pretend. I'm not going to lie about weight. I'm not going to tell you that it doesn't bum me out that I gain weight. It does. But it's not the end of the world, and yeah, we're going to keep pushing forward. We are. So, and you know what? That's basically that's what's been going on. That's my weekly update. Thank you as always for sticking with me and watching this stuff. Those of you who are doing it, I see the numbers I get a decent amount of hits on Facebook when I post these videos there. Okay numbers on YouTube, and so there are people out there that I know are watching, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You're awesome, and I hope whatever's going on in your life, you're grabbing hold of it, taking charge of it, and just make everything count. Just try to enjoy every day you can. That's what I'm trying to do. Some days a little harder than others, but I definitely do try. So, hey, you know what? Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. And we'll see you next week.